today I'm going to be working on the Sonoma. This is the truck that my channel is named after. It's a 1995 GMC Sonoma, 2.2 liter 5-speed, drop 3 inches all the way around. And it's been parked for a few months because it was leaking coolant like bad outside the block behind the exhaust manifold. I thought the block was cracked, but actually it turns out that it was a bad freeze plug. So I'm gonna yank the exhaust manifold off real quick and change that freeze plug and have the truck running again. I'm probably not going to drive it though because I still want to do the V8 swap. But it'll be nice having the 4-cylinder running again because I do live in an emissions county here in Texas. The truck's only 24 years old, so I have to pass emissions just one more time here in 2019. And then when 2020 rolls around, it'll be exempt because it'll be 25 years old at that point. So let me start popping this exhaust manifold off and I'll show you all the bad freeze plug. Alright, so I had to pull AC compressor and I got the manifold disconnected from the head. I can't get those crossover bolts off at the bottom yet because they're rusty, so sprayed down with PB Buster right now. But you can kind of see the freeze plug in question. If I can get the right angle, it's right there. So just to make sure that's the one that's leaking, I got some water that we're going to pour just a gallon of water in the radiator. Make sure it's actually leaking. And it's windy. I'm going to have to put the camera down for this one, so I'll be back. So, it is most definitely that freeze plug. So that's good. That means I can just replace that. All I got to worry about now is just getting that bolt and that bolt off to get this manifold out the way. Damn, look at that. Alright, well, day 2 of trying to change this freeze plug. I went ahead and took the entire exhaust manifold off. So now it's a lot easier to get to that freeze plug. And I did get 2 new freeze plugs, and I brought a big socket to knock the old one out. Here's the new freeze plugs right here. Ordered a spare just to have it. Seems like it's a good thing to have, but this socket, the socket fits right over the edge of the freeze plug, so I should be able to just knock it out with a hammer. Alright, well, looks like we were successful. This was a much bigger pain than I ever intended it to be. Basically, I couldn't knock it inside of the block like you would do with a normal freeze plug, because if you can see, there's a cylinder wall right there. You can't knock it all the way through. So what I ended up doing was I took the slightly smaller socket that fits inside of it and I knocked the back out, so I had a lip to grab onto, but then it was very, very stuck in there. So I ended up having to cut a notch out of it with a hacksaw blade just so I could get it to loosen up, and I pried it out by putting the wrench in like this and just pulling it out. Definitely not the correct way to do a freeze plug, but you know, gotta get shit done whenever you're out here in the middle of nowhere with limited tools. So let me throw this new one in, and then we gotta go find a battery and we can cruise this thing around. I'm trying to put the new one in. To give me some extra space, I took the motor mount out. I got a ratchet strap holding the engine up right now. And you know, of course, you take one thing out, you're opening up a whole other can of worms because the motor mount is in 3 different pieces. Luckily, I think I have a spare one somewhere, so I might try to fix that. We'll see. I want to get this freeze plug in first though before anything. Alright, well that didn't work. I got the old motor mount out and then tried to put the new one in. Don't have a press, tried using a hammer. Messed it up pretty good. Just going to go buy an entire motor mount assembly like I should have, because honestly it's not worth the money you save to try to press those bushings in and out. It doesn't work. That's what I did on this side a long time ago, and the bracket was warping under the weight of the press, and it's not worth it. Just buy brackets. So I'm gonna call around and see who has a motor mount. Alright. Brand new motor mount. If I can get it out of there. One new motor mount. One new freeze plug. And let's get this thing put back together. Alright, well, I got the freeze plug in, got everything back together, got some jumper cables chilling here because my battery that I found, my last side post battery, seems to have a dead cell, so the only way to start this is to jump it off. It won't take a charge anymore. But yeah, you can see I got that new freeze plug somewhere in there. Right there. It seems to be driving good. I think the freeze plug might be leaking a little, but unlike before, it actually holds coolant now. So that's going to be good enough to leave it sitting some more. Because as much as I love to drive this truck, it's no fun to drive with 90 horsepower. So I'm going to leave it sitting until I have the V8 swap ready. And I found a shortcut to my V8 swap. Originally I was going to build a van engine that I have, which I'm still going to do, but for the sake of getting the swap done faster, I have a 350 in my tow rig that's getting pulled out to be replaced with a 454. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that 350 out and slam it in here and roll with it. Only 200 horsepower, but I mean it's going to be a lot more fun than this little thing. So yeah, stay tuned for more content. Oh, and I got drag slicks. Got to keep all 90 horsepowers to the ground, you know. Kind of hard to do it with some 275s on there. And I just got a bunch of other junk, seats, spare wheels, spare tires, etc. Yeah, stay tuned for more content on this truck, and you know, everything else. You want to check your oil, but you don't want to deal with the hassle of unscrewing your oil dipstick and taking it out. Just take the whole fucking tube off. It works just as good. See, you got your oil level right there. And good luck getting back in, 'cause you'll never get the bitch to line up again.